Welcome to the madhouse. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I have a story time video for you and it's kind of similar to a story time that I've previously uploaded. Now I uploaded a story time back in, I want to say maybe October of 2018, entitled Drunks at the Arena, or it was something along those lines. And basically what happened was, long story short, I went to go and see Kylie Minogue. I had a few issues there when it came to drunks, and it wasn't just an argument, there was somebody actually grabbed me and pulled me back. This particular story time is very similar to that because it still talks about drunks at the arena. Arenas need to be more responsible. They need to take on more of a responsibility when it comes to selling people alcohol at their venues. The staff need to be more aware of, things like selling alcohol to a person who's clearly past their limits already and things like that. I think that people, of course, should be allowed to have a few drinks, but when it gets to the point where you are beyond drunk and you are causing trouble and you are affecting others within the arena, you are affecting those around you, that's when it has to stop. Staff members, security members, they need to get involved and they need to be, dealt with. And I feel like definitely arenas, or the arenas that I've been to anyways, they don't deal with alcohol in the correct manner. I used to work in retail and I used to sell alcohol to people. Now, if I sold alcohol to a person who was already drunk, I would be disciplined or even suspended, because I was always told that it is against the law to sell alcohol to somebody who is already drunk. So I don't know why places like arenas get away with selling alcohol to somebody who's already drunk. They seem to get away with it all of the time. Anyway, this particular story time that I'm going to get into for today's video took place in June of 2019, so it's not too long ago, it's quite a recent one really. And it happened, funnily enough, at the same arena that the Kylie Minogue one happened in. So it's the exact same arena. They've obviously not changed their, ways of handling alcohol within their venue. This experience was not as bad as the Kylie Minogue one. Nobody physically, grabbed hold of me, pulled me or anything like that. But it was still, this particular person who was very clearly well past her limits, she still impacted the performance. Now, I went to go and see Westlife. You guys know that I absolutely love Westlife, and my mum loves them too. So I went to this concert with my mum. Me and my mum, we enter the arena, and as usual, we go and get a drink. Now, it's very rare that I actually drink alcohol. I'll have maybe the odd gin or the odd cider here and there, but usually I just don't drink. It's not something that I'm interested in, and that's okay. Me and my mum got a bottle of water each. We know the arena very, very well. We've been going there for years, so we knew exactly where we were seated. So we made our way, the second the doors opened, into the actual arena bowl itself. We got ourselves sat down and we were basically just waiting for the support act to come on. I was sat here, my mum was sat next to me on my left hand side, and then a woman was sat next to her, and then her husband, I'm presuming, was also there. But it became very apparent that these two people sat next to my mum were already tipsy and they were drinking wine. And they didn't just have a bottle of wine to share, they had a bottle of wine each. I don't even want to think about how much this couple had spent on just drinks alone at the venue, but I'm sure it was a lot of money, because you guys know that public places like arenas, they inflate the prices quite heavily on just even a bottle of water, never mind an actual full bottle of wine. I don't know, the rules in the arena is very hit and miss. Like, for example, I just told you that me and my mum purchased a bottle of water each. The bottle tops were removed off of our water, which is something that's been happening for years in arenas. It's not a problem for me. But what I have an issue with is we purchased water, the bottle tops were removed before they were handed over to us. The couple next to us who had purchased 2 bottles of wine, they were fine to bring like 2 massive, you know, it's a full bottle of wine, for God's sake, you know what I'm saying? That's safe, but a bottle top from water isn't safe. Do you know what I'm saying? So the rules on what you can and can't take into the arena in terms of drinks that they serve at the venues and glass and bottle tops, it's very hit and miss. Yeah, this couple, it was very, very clear that they had alcohol and that they were tipsy. So they were drinking this wine like it was water, and people were trying to get to their seats. So people would walk past me and my mom and this couple, and they were, you know, trying to get to their seats. And the lady in particular, I think, was a little bit more tipsy than her partner. And she was shouting out, and some of it got quite, you know, rude and disrespectful to the people who were just trying to get past us to get to their seats. And I'm just sat there like, this is before the concert's even began. The support act hasn't even come on yet, and she's already causing trouble with the people who, you know, innocent people who were just walking past to get to their seats. She was like swearing and shouting and being just disrespectful and rude. So I didn't like that. And then the support act starts. I see them drinking and drinking still, and they're slowly but surely getting past the tipsy stage and getting more to the just, I'm absolutely hammered stage. So support act was on, and then the support act finishes about, I want to say 20 minutes or half an hour later. And by this point, they had both finished their, you know, first bottles of wine. And all of a sudden, the lady gets up and she leaves. And I thought, oh, well, you know, she's going to the toilet before the show starts. Surely to God, this woman cannot be buying more alcohol. Like, surely they won't serve her. She's clearly intoxicated at this point. But I want to say maybe 10, 15 minutes later, she comes back and she has another 2 bottles of wine in her hand, and she hands one to her husband and she keeps one for herself. I couldn't believe it, that she had been served alcohol when she is clearly already well past her limits. So she's drinking, and by this point, you know, I'm just enjoying the concert. Westlife have come on, fantastic. But unfortunately, I keep glancing over. She couldn't stand on her own. She was absolutely past the point of drunk. She was completely just off the scale drunk. And she's still drinking as well. And she's shouting, she's carrying on, she's just stumbling all over, she's making a scene out of everything, and everybody around her is just, you know, trying to enjoy the concert. And I want to make this perfectly clear as well, that I don't have any issue with somebody having a couple of drinks. No problem at all. If you want to have a gin, if you want to have a cider, if you want to have some vodka, go for it. You know, it's a little bit of a night out, you know, just enjoy the show. But please, for God's sake, drink responsibly, because this woman it was just insane. She was dripping with sweat because she was, I thought she was on ecstasy or something. So she was dripping with sweat. I thought she was going to collapse. I thought she's going to like keel up, she's going to pass out or something here. The concert goes on, and now it's getting near to the end of the concert. I think we're about 3/4 of the way through, and all of a sudden She stumbles past me and my mum. She's stumbling past everyone, pushing around everybody. And she goes, I'm presuming to the toilet. She was gone for a while, so I'm assuming she was throwing up or something, or she was trying to pull herself together, I don't know. And then about 20 minutes, maybe half an hour later, she comes back again, and obviously she's still stumbling through, pushing through everybody, and she's trying to pour herself more wine, and she can't. She's spilling a drink everywhere because she just can't, you know, she can't see properly. She was probably seeing 3 bottles. They actually left the concert early, her and her partner. They were both completely out of their minds. And she actually, as they left, I want to say about 20 minutes before the concert actually officially finished. And when the concert was over and they'd both gone, the lady a bit further down the row had realised that she'd left her phone and a lot of money. You know, like you get those phone cases with the little holders in them, so you can shove like a debit or credit card or whatever in there, or some cash or something. It was like that. So this lady, who was completely out of her mind, drunk, had left her phone and a shit ton of money just lying around. It went very suddenly from a nice little, you know, a few drinks with your partner to missing a shit ton of the concert because you got so drunk. She was very disruptive, she was very rude, she was all over the place, she kept crashing into me and my mom. She was, do you know what I mean? She was just all over the place and she was a complete mess. Arenas and venues like arenas, I think they definitely need to be a lot stricter with who they serve and who they don't. That lady definitely should not have been served. She was already very, very tipsy by the time she had finished 1 bottle of wine. So you can imagine by the time she pretty much finished the 2nd bottle of wine, the kind of state that she was in. So I think the venues, although obviously responsibility needs to be with the person, I also think the venue needs to hold some kind of responsibility as well and not serve people who are already drunk. So if you have any stories of your own with things like this, let me know in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, sorry it's been quite a long one, but please make sure if you enjoyed it to go and give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, click on that subscribe button. Thank you so much for making it to the end of this video once again. And I very much hope to see you guys in my next video.